Oh yes, I cancelled my wedding because I knew I deserved better. Men will keep playing you if you don't know your value. Don't be afraid to lose any man who do not treat you right. If you're a woman of quality, why should you be scared of losing a man who do not treat you right? Once you give any man the impression that you can't live without them or you don't want to lose them, you are going to lose them. Don't compromise your standards because you want to be with a man. Always raise your standards, and if they can't evolve, let them go. And one thing that I want you to do is that I don't want you to be a materialistic girl, a woman who solely depends on a man. That is why I always talk about building yourself, getting the bag, okay, and then getting your dream goals, your dream body goals. Okay, so that's what we do here. Hi, my name is Queen Fu Reese. If you're here for the first time, please do well to join this amazing family. Here, I coach women to become the best version of themselves. Body goals, bank accounts, investments, and all that. So please stay tuned. Now, my beloved, you know how we do it. Please grab your tea, any drink at all, because I need you to relax whilst I take you through my journey. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and also share. By doing so, you help the algorithm to go up, and you also encourage me to bring you more amazing content. I love you to the moon and back. Salute. So, once upon a time, I met this guy, let's call him Curtis. And then we were of the same age. Yeah, so I thought then. So we started dating, but he came like, I want to marry you, because probably we were in the same school and all that. And you know, it took me some time for me to accept him. It took me quite a while for me to accept him. But I was just studying him. He was kind. He was loving. He was so sweet. In fact, he made me fall in love with him. I was in love with him. And at that time, he wasn't rich at all. He didn't have nothing, absolutely nothing. But I thought he had a potential because he was into, let's say, let me give it acting. I'll say it that way. He was into the movies. He wasn't getting paid. Okay, he literally didn't have nothing. But I'm like, okay, this guy is young and I'm also young, so together we can build something together. Oh no, maybe I was wrong. I don't know. So anytime he come to my house, I would serve him as a real African woman. That's what we do, most of us. Anyway, that's me. I love to cook for my man and all that. And so we started dating. At that time, I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment with my mom and my sisters. So sometimes he come home, I would cook for him. I remember the first time when he came home, and after the food, he wanted to carry the bowl or the plates, the kitchen. I'm like, no, please sit down, you're my king. Sit down and all that. So it went on like that, and then sometimes he would come to my house and then he wouldn't go home. Sometimes he can come to my place and live there for like a week or 2 weeks before he goes home, and that's wrong. Don't do that again. Okay, we're always learning our mistakes, so don't do that again. So it went on like that. So we dated for like 6 months, and then we went for counseling for another 6 months. Okay, so that makes it almost a year or something. And through the counseling, I was studying so many things about him. I realized that he was a lazy person, very, very lazy. I became the masculine in the relationship and he was the feminine. Why should it be so? It's not supposed to be so, okay? So I studied him, and then in my heart, I knew that now this guy, when I marry him, no, the red flags too much. So you know, I was just contemplating with myself, and he started a whole lot of attitude because, do you know why? I made him comfortable. I shouldn't have allowed him to even come to my house and live there for like 2 weeks and sometimes a month. It's wrong. Do not do that. Now, this is what happened. One day we went to see the pastor, and I'm talking about one of the is it famous? One of these, all these big pastors in Ghana. So we went there. I was well dressed, you know, and then the pastor looked at him, and then the pastor was like, the pastor told me, oh, you're nice and all that, you're beautiful. I'm like, thank you. And the pastor looked at him and asked him, are you sure you can take care of this lady? He was like, oh, yes, I love. And then the pastor laughed and shook his head. I knew right then that God was speaking to me. I knew that we were in the right match. I knew it. If you have a descending spirit, if you're somebody who hears the voice of God, you will know. You will know. You feel it within your heart. Okay? So now this is what happened. So I remember sometimes this guy, I'll give him money and all that. And I even, because I was, that time I was a little bit famous in Ghana because I was into the movies. So I was using my fame and all that to get him a job. So I remember we went to this radio station to get him a job because he speaks quite well and all that. He's educated and all that. Okay, so we went there, and then they spoke to him and told him when he can start and all that, he should come for the next interview. As soon as we got down from the radio station, he said to me, no, I don't want to work. I don't want to work. Me, you know, sometimes I get tired. I don't want to work. Another red flag. I was just looking at him. And then we came home. I went to the bank, and then I gave him money. You know, at that time, I was okay, but I wasn't like this. So I gave him something to start a perfume business. Okay, so we went to town. I showed him where he can get the perfumes and all that. I told him, I don't want any profit from you. I don't want none of the money. Use it, and then, you know, the profits, go save it at the bank. That's what I told him. And then, you know what? He was just selling it and spending the money. I don't know. Fine, still, I didn't care. I was watching. I remember one time, me and my sisters, we went to this wedding, and then I called him because he was using this old car. And I called him to come and pick us home because the wedding was at his place, you know, closer to where he lived. He told me that I can't. Now he started giving me attitude because what? You are with the man, you're cooking for him like your husband, you're doing everything. He's doing everything. He's doing everything with you. So he's become too comfortable. What do you expect? That is why I said, don't open the ties. That is why I'm telling you that don't treat a man as if he's your husband, if he's not married to you. Like, you call you, where are you? What are you doing? Use that time to go to the gym. Use that time to go to the salon. Use that time to learn multiple skills. So he didn't. And I came home. No, before then, let me say this. I told him that with the wedding, I'm not going to help him with the rings, the engagement stuff, my wedding dress. But as for the cooking and all that, I'm going to take that. I am going to take it because he wasn't rich. He was very poor. In fact, sometimes I even give him money. And so he bought all the rings and all the things. Probably his mom helped him. Okay. But in my heart, I knew I wasn't going to marry. So when we went to the wedding, I asked him to come and pick me. And then he came there. He said no and all that. But you know what? I remember, let me say this. Anytime we're going for the wedding dates, something weird will happen. Something unthinkable. And I knew God was speaking to me. It's either sometimes we get a flat tire or sometimes we fight, we argue, and then we don't go for the date. But listen, we've booked the venue, we've done everything. We're just going for the dates. And then so many things was kind of happening at that time. I remember one time, if you look at my face really well, I've got a mark over here. The day we were going to get the date for the wedding, I fell. I was sleeping in the middle of the night, and then I felt like going to the washroom. It was like a trance, as if I should go to the washroom, as if I shouldn't go. And then I went to the washroom. When I was coming back, I just felt my face flat like that. And then it was around 2 a.m. So they couldn't take me to the hospital. My mom waited, everybody waited. They took me to the hospital in the morning. And then when the doctor saw me, the doctor was a woman. She was like, oh my God, are you not the actress? I'm like, yes. He said, but you fell down with your face. So the mark should have been here or your nose or here. But how come here? You know what? My teeth went through my lips. So there was a big gap. okay? My face became so, like, they had to bandage my face and all that. I had a big scar, so we had to push the date again. So when I was healing, that was when we went to the wedding, and then he didn't drop me, and I knew enough was enough. He was doing so many things, but I just don't want to go details. At least the little that I've said, you should judge for yourself. So the next day I came home, and I'm a very deep thinker. That's me. I think a lot. I think a lot, you know, but I can be going through stuff, but I'll always be smiling. You will never know what I'm going through. That is me. So the next day, because I had saved money, I packed all the drinks, everything, the rice that we bought, everything that we bought for the wedding. But before then, let me tell you something. One day I was cooking for him, washing for him, and doing so many things. He was in my room watching a movie, and I went to tell him that, babe, there is this drink outside. Can you just take this money, go and pay them? Because we were buying the things, like, you know, in bits. He told me, I'm watching a movie. Whilst I was washing and cooking for him at the same time, sometimes I will cook for him, and he will tell me that I want peanut butter soup. I will make the peanut butter soup. Taking it to, he said, oh baby, I wish you made palm nut soup. Somebody who doesn't have money. Somebody who I was even giving money to. That is why I said, don't give any man your money. We've seen some things before in life. That is why some of us, we start early. Very, very early, because we were the pillar in the family when we were growing up. So you have to do in penism. You know, you have to do what your seniors will do. And I'm the firstborn. You understand? So we started early. So I've got a bit of experience in life. He didn't. So that thing really went into my heart. I looked at myself. At that time, I was into movies. And I'm like, look at me. People see me outside and go like, oh, look at this guy that I've lowered my standard. And then now he will tell me that don't make, and you know how I cook. I'm a very good cook. He can attest to that. That is why I'm telling you that if you're a woman and you're over there, don't date anybody beneath you, okay? Because if you date somebody beneath you, he will pull you down and you will go beneath him, and he will go up. He will look more handsome. He will have more money. Women will chase him because you are using your energy and your power to take care of him. So you'll be there and he will be there. You understand? And eventually, if you're not careful, he's going to leave you. If you're not a very strong person like me, because I'm the type that I wouldn't wait for you to leave me. The moment I see some skirmishes, I'm gone. Ever since I was a kid till now, I've never had any man told me that it's over, I have left you. No, I go, I run away. I can go and cry. That is me. So this guy, the next day, I rearranged my room, organized, glued, I did everything, cleaned my room, I painted my room, I went to the bank. It took him 3 days. He was calling me on the phone. I wasn't minding him. It took me 3 days. I changed my room because I said, hey, this room, I'm coming to use it for something better. So I changed my room. I went to the shop. I went for shopping, new clothing, new dresses and all that. And then you know what? I sacked him. No, and then he came 3 days time. He came, he didn't call me because he knew I wasn't going to pick anyway. He came with pounding fifi. The moment he opened the door and he saw my room, he was shocked. He said, all these things, we are not going to take it anywhere. All these things is vanity upon vanity. I said, hey, listen, don't come and quote me with the Bible. Why do you think God told Abraham that wherever you put thy foot, I will make it milk and honey? And what's the meaning of milk and honey? It is goodness and riches, isn't it? Isn't it? So this reminds me, Luke 13 says that even you, mankind, as wicked as you are, you know how to give good gifts to your children. How much more thy Father in heaven? So don't let anybody lie to you that enjoying whilst you're on earth is a bad thing. It's not, because God has given us everything. You understand? Why do you think David said, goodness and mercy shall follow me? And what is in the goodness? Good food, nice clothing, comfortability in life, and all these things is part of the goodness and God's mercy for healthy, long life. So don't let anybody blame you. He was hurt. Sometimes you can be with a man who is so jealous of you, who is so jealous. He was jealous for the fact that, I remember one time he told me, that was when I was going to buy my land to build. He told me, oh, my mother is selling the land. Come and buy my mother's land. I tell myself that So you think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid? I'm not stupid. I come and buy your mother's land. So I went behind him to buy my land and I started building. So he was jealous. Look at somebody who was coming to marry me. He was coming to marry me and use me like a maid servant. But me, I'm too smart. There are some people that you can't smart them. You know what I mean? So he went to the bathroom to brush. At that time, I have packed all his belongings in a polythene bag. So when he came back, I was pounding fufu that afternoon. So he thought he was coming to eat the fufu and be comfortable in the bed and call me to the bed and then the bed. I sucked him. He was shocked, said, get out from my house because before I lose my temper. He thought I was, I said, get out. So he went out, went to sleep in his car overnight. At that time, I had this biracial guy, Black American, he's half caste guy. He was chasing me at that time and I wasn't even paying attention. So this guy, lo and behold, he had come to Ghana. So the day I left him, 3 days time, this guy, we met. The Curtis, you know, was there. The guy was going to marry. He had parked in front of my house and he was sleeping in his car. And lo and behold, how do I put it? No, me and the guy, we went on a date because he was in Ghana. And then the next day he was coming to take me out. So let's say the 5th day, he was coming to take me out. That was when this guy, the Curtis guy, has come. So this new guy, let's call him Dion. Dion. And then Dion came. At that time, when we went for the whatever, I told him that, listen, I was going to get married to this guy, but it's not going to work and all that. So I told him that, you know, we are no more cancelled. I have cancelled it and all that. So I showed him my house and I told him, listen, this guy is sleeping in front of my house. So bring your car closer. I showed him where my house is at the junction. I went comfortably. At that time, the Curtis guy was sleeping in the car. So he didn't see me come up from the house. The moment I was almost at the junction, that was when he saw me. He spec'd his car like he wanted to chase me. I'd already gone, sat in the other person's car. Okay, and then that was it. That was the last time. No, he called me the next day. We started exchanging words. You know, we started exchanging words upon words upon words. I didn't care because I was done with him. So with this new guy, I was with him for like 3 years, 5 years, 3 years. So this Curtis guy, when I met him, we fell in love with each other before I knew that he also had somebody like a baby mama or something, or married or something. But then at that time, I had already fallen in love with him. So we're together for a very long time. He wanted to marry me, but I was asking myself, is this what I want? No, that's not what I want. No, I can't compromise. I can't. I want better. I want better. So we're together and I was still praying to God that, Father, I want my own husband. At that time, I remember when I was like 6, I was telling my parents that I'm going to marry a British older man, not because of money. I didn't see any money because I was very young or whatever. But I felt, anytime I say that, the comfort that I kind of felt in my heart at that time, it always felt right. So I was praying to God whilst I was with this one. I remember one time he said he was going to marry me. We bought stuff, but it wasn't going to work. We cancelled it. And then I met my husband. You see, when I was with the first guy, the Curtis guy, nothing felt right. And he's not the only man who wanted to marry me. My first guy wanted to marry. Any man that I've been with, wanted to marry. I've worn like promise rings on my hands. But when I met my husband, it felt right. But the good thing that my ex-guy did for me, that I've always known God, but he got me more closer to God. It was him. I'm not talking about Curtis, the one that was going to marry. I'm talking about the other guy. It was because of him that I went to Bible school in Ghana and all that. He made me like a woman, like a beautiful, sophisticated woman before I met my husband. But when I met my husband, everything felt right. It was divinely orchestrated. I knew this was my husband. I didn't know whether he's got money or he's got, I didn't know nothing about him, but it felt right. So ladies, please don't date down, okay? always go up, because they will pull you to their nonsense level and you'll be shocked. Now, if you want to know what happened between me and my ex-guy Dion, the one before I met my husband, comment down below and let me know, okay, because I've got a lot of stories to tell you. I was waiting for my book to come out, but it's like I'm still writing the book, but I'm giving you glimpse of my story, you understand? So if you want to know what happened between me and the Dion guy before I met my husband, and what really happened before he let me go, because he said, listen, I'm not gonna let you go, I'm going to fight your husband. It was war in the east, war in the west, war in the Let me know. I love you to infinity. Take good care of yourself and be you. But please, learn multiple skills. Let's go to the gym together. Okay, let's do it. Okay, if you want, let's do it together. Let's go to the gym together. Let's still get the bag, okay, so that you don't depend solely on a man. And don't let any man depend on you. Don't give any man your money. They should work for themselves, okay? If he's a good man and you're helping him, there is nothing wrong with that. But if he's a man who always wants to depend on you, my sister, run. There is a fire on the mountain. Run. You know how I do it. Sometimes I say things and I kid a little. I always love to kid, like I'm always kidding. Don't mind me. Take good care of yourself and you'll be good. My name is Queen Fu Reese. Take care. Salute.